Welcome back to Superior Sunrise. Now joining me is Linda Jordan Gaylada. I hope I got the last name right. I always, we were on together. I thought it was Steamboat, but it was Breckenridge. Right. And that last name's a little tough for me, Linda, but thanks for being on this morning. When we went to break, I said, someone was going to be on that's a part of the Superior Livestock family, and that is very true. You're entrenched in the cattle business, and I'm just so lucky to have you on this morning. So let's go into it. Let's get to know Linda a little bit better, kind of how you got started. I want you to tell, what you're doing in the fashion. Yeah, your story. I love your story. What led you to today?
Well, as you know, I started out, I grew up on a ranch in Katy, but then I had a career in New York in fashion merchandising, and then my dad passed away, and so I had a choice to make. So I could either go back into New York in fashion, or I could go back to the ranch, and the ranch was truly my passion, so I moved back to the ranch. And
what was it like when you went back to the ranch? I mean, was it a little scary?
Well, my dad said I had some catching up to do. And so he pointed me in the direction of people that I could truly learn from. So he was saying, and I like that. One of the reasons that I'm here this time was for your Safeguard Summit. So I always really like and enjoy learning, and trying to make the ranch better. I said I can't be bigger, but I can be better. And so I'm always trying to learn the new things. And Superior has provided a lot of that, those educational type concepts and conferences and places for us to learn. So I had a little bit of catching up to do when I went back to the ranch, and so I got involved with AgriLife and just different places where I could source out that information. And then I of course had to sort through it and work through it as far as what was right for my operation, because not everything's a fit. Yep. And so I had to really sort of go through that and decide what was going to work. And I'm somebody that keeps very intense records on everything. And I like math, so I'm always going to be working those numbers. And then the things I learned in my other business world were certainly applicable to the cattle business. So it wasn't jeans and that I was merchandising. Yeah. It was calves and cattle, and so I just transferred all that business acumen over into this industry. And then of course, the story. I started working with Matt Anderson out of Crockett, and then he got me involved with Superior. And you're right, I'm very blessed to be part of this family. They've done Superior's done a tremendous job of working with us, getting us ready with programs, sort of changing the dynamics of what my herd is all about. So I owe Superior a great thank you and a lot of gratitude too for kind of making us step up the game and to be better. So,
well, Matt Anderson, he's a wonderful rep, and I know Superior is so thankful to have you a part of the family. Is there one thing that you can say through all this whole experience, and being in the cattle business, or a piece of advice that your dad gave you that's really stuck with you?
One piece of advice would be very difficult, because of course he gave us a lot of advice, and when you're working cows and going through the process all the time, you're always going to think of different things that he has said. But I do think one thing that when we were growing up was we were always told and taught that we could do anything. So I think that sort of helped, especially in the world of the cattle business when you're kind of coming back into it, that to be told we were capable. My sister, I had a sister, and that sort of sets the tone for the fact that you feel like whatever the business is, you can learn, you can step in there, and that was another thing. It was always research and then take from that information and make it the best. What's the best application for your business? So I guess those were the two pieces that I've really kind of hung on to. Is number one, work ethic. We can get in there, we can do it, and there's going to be failures and disappointments along the way.
That's a part of the business, huh?
There have been, yes. Ranchers have to have a great sense of humor, right?
They do. Well, I want to thank you for being on this morning. I just think you have such a wonderful story, Linda, and it's always great to have you in this auction room and a part of the Superior family. So thank you for being here.
Thank you so much.
When we come back, world champion auctioneer Ralph Wade. Don't go anywhere.